I'm looking now at my next one is... Okay. Why don't these people have numbers that we haven't done? We've done 8.
Take the last 2 evidence of the 1 or 2.
Okay.
Take it to the other side.
Okay, and then we'll just move along swiftly. Now, 6. Move along right across. AB de Villiers. So I think nobody would have seen or predicted that in 2018 AB de Villiers would retire from international cricket.
I don't even think his own wife.
Oh, wow.
I don't even think his own wife could have seen that.
Okay, you want to get into his
shocking.
home life. Okay.
Yeah, that's how shocking it is.
I was actually quite. I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was surprised, especially because he spoke a lot about winning the World Cup, even when he was captain and such. But I think it makes sense to me because now that I think about it backwards, I think AB hasn't wanted to play for South Africa. Hasn't wanted to play for South Africa for a while. Or not wanting to play for South Africa, but just international cricket.
I think it's ever since that whole situation of I need to rest, and then he started missing tours. He started being selective of the format that he's gonna play.
Yeah.
And I think slowly but surely that took him out of the team.
Yeah.
Because even now, after the whole ball tampering situation, he wasn't supposed to be playing again until only after, like, when he was supposed to be playing Zimbabwe now.
Yeah.
So I think things like that, just, we're trying to prepare for a World Cup.
Yeah.
Here's a guy missing tours. There's a guy not
And he was getting favorable treatment.
Exactly.
And things like that.
Deciding when he wants to play.
Yeah.
And then, I guess, they say sometimes money talks. Now leave it at that.
Yeah. No, that's exactly the thing, because I want to throw out a conspiracy theory out there and be like, well, when there was only one thing for me that I think mattered to AB de Villiers, and that was being the captain of South Africa at this
Pretty
stage.
much.
So when he was no longer captain, none of that mattered. Now suddenly he's choosing when he wants to play, where he wants to go. No, he's not going to play here. He's not going to play
He's
there.
not traveling,
Yeah.
He's not playing this format.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense, man.
But at the same time, if you want to play in a tournament for 3 weeks and make millions of dollars, I'm all for that.
If you want
I
to
would
make me an
support-
ambassador in a country that runs oil, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I mean, there's a billion people who know and love AB de Villiers. And that's where the most of his money comes from. His bat sponsor is from India as well.
Yeah.
And they're paying him millions and millions of dollars. He's probably more obviously he's more famous in India than he is in South Africa.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to play there it makes sense to me. And I think there's this thing in sport where they say, do it for the love and the passion. Don't always do it for the money. Fam, you only can play sport at that level for so long.
Exactly.
Take the money.
And then your lifestyle is expensive with all that high money that you're earning. It's not like you're still living in a it's still expensive.
I appreciate passion and love and whatever in sport, but fam, at the professional level, take the money. Simple for me.
I just want to ask, where is he now? Is he still playing in the IPL?
Yeah, he's playing in the IPL. He's playing in the Mzansi Super League at the moment, and he's playing in a number of other tournaments. I'm not sure if he's playing in the Australia's one. Australia's T20 tournament is coming up next.
Apparently, he was rumored to. One of the reasons why he also retired is to take advantage of all these T20s around
Yeah,
the globe.
that's
Because the KFC Big Bash is also a major T20.
I think it's probably the best T20 league in the world for me.
Actually, I think
he's
about
also,
it.
I think you'll see him Caribbean Premier League as well.
With Abu Tayyib and
Bangladesh Premier
Abland.
League, yeah. I think he's playing in that.
I know
as
he's an
well.
ambassador, for
Yeah.
the.
So all around I think that's what he wants to be now, and fair to him. I don't think I can't blame him. I can't fault him.
And he can whip a bat in a T20.
Yeah, if that's what he wants to be, cool. All for it. Cool. Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton. Fifth title.
Yeah.
I think he's the GOAT.
I think
That's all I can
you're
say.
major Lewis Hamilton fans, nah?
Team 44, bro. Team 44.
And when the Mercedes Benz, Hamilton on the prowl. I was saying again, he didn't actually win at the London Grand Prix like he would have wanted to. And I was worried at the start of the year when there was rumors of a bit of a rift between him and the Mercedes team, him being unhappy and all of that. So to him, for him to be able to start like that and actually dominate in the way that it did, like literally he was just doing this to Vettel.
Yeah.
He was just literally doing that to Vettel, and then eventually he still did. He's amongst the lead because he's now the third player to actually win 5 between Marcus Schumacher and the other player, the other driver, not player, driver. Yeah,
someone, yeah.
yeah. So I'm so used to drivers.
Do you guys think that Sebastian Vettel was in the championship at any moment, or Lewis Hamilton win this one easily
The beginning.
from the beginning.
The beginning, Vettel was actually ahead
Yeah.
of Hamilton.
No, but yeah, I get that. But did you think even then that Vettel would go on to win it?
Because I'm a fan. I'm a Louis Hamilton fan. I always believed Louis will take it, but there was some times where I was like, hey,
Yeah.
this man is coming. Like he said in the beginning, like you couldn't see Louis Hamilton, but as time goes on, it went on. I could see like now, man, he's
Yeah.
going away with it.
Yeah, one for me as well. I'm not used to be big on Formula One back in the day, but one thing that has got me back into Formula One in recent times. I remember when Vettel won all his championships. I really tuned out, and then I came back. When
Yeah, it
there
was a dark
yeah.
cloud a bit
Yeah.
at from because it was just Vettel,
Yeah.
no one else that we knew.
Yeah, I came back during Rosberg-Hamilton rivalry, and they were at the same team. That got me back into Formula
Okay.
One, and I appreciate Lewis Hamilton as well. The fact that he was hyped up. There's very few people who live up to their hype. He was hyped up when he first started,
And then he's been living up.
and I think he's actually beat the hype.
I think he's exceeded way beyond. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think people did
Yeah.
expect a full title, but I don't think currently
Yeah.
right now.
And I think now people are starting to talk about he can go all the way to 7
I can see
match
8.
Michael Schumacher.
I can see 8. I can see 8.
I believe that, bro.
I
see him
I
passing.
can see 8.
Going exceeding number
Right
7.
now, there's
Trust.
apart from Vettel, there's no one you could say is getting close to
Wow.
the Hamilton dominates.
Max
Grand Prix.
Verstappen?
Verstappen, but Bottas is ahead of him. Verstappen is not there. Bottas is also ahead of him. So it's like Verstappen is like 4th because it's Hamilton, then Vettel, then Bottas, then it's Maxi. Then you have the O4s, the Alonso's, the Kimi Räikkönen's. Yeah.
Well, I believe Verstappen, he's gonna dominate after Louis. Not now. I believe after Louis, there's gonna be, because he's still young, man. I think 20,
Yeah.
21. Yeah. I think he still has time. Louis, 5 years, then he's out, I believe. So after Louis, I believe Verstappen will be the man.
So 5 years, 3 championships. That's what you're
There we
predicting.
go.
So
There we go.
this is the Lewis Hamilton era.
This
in
is
Formula One.
You should like we say. You see with big Hamilton fans. You should. There was a Grand Prix he won. Literally, he didn't start in pole. Started there, and then he drove, and he literally
Fell from the back.
From the back, he
I
drove
remember
all the
that.
way, and he won that Grand Prix.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
yeah.
then literally before the race even started, everyone was like, Lewis Hamilton, we know he's a champion, we know he's a great, but not this Grand Prix,
Yeah.
not this one. And he
Yeah.
proved everyone wrong. And by doing that, also securing the title, man.
Okay, dope.
It's my turn. Let's see. Number 3, I think we
3, the new
jumping now. We did that one. Number 5.
5. LeBron to LA. We haven't done that. Okay, so this
shock.
like the, I'd seen it coming for like a week when like pretty much it was clear that he was moving to LA, and it happened at the same time at the Ronaldo one, around about the same time. So
which happened first? He's Ronaldo. It was in the same week. That's what I know.
think it was.
It was in the same week.
I actually think it was
Yeah.
in the same week. For me, it makes sense. The biggest star of the sport with the biggest team in the sports. In a way, almost like surprised it didn't happen earlier. But I can understand, like, following up on LeBron's reasons, for instance, from moving to Miami and then moving back to Cleveland. I can understand. I wish it would have happened earlier, though.
Will he make it an 8th straight championship? Because he's reached the past 7 with Cleveland and Miami. All past 7 NBA finals.
Okay, so
LeBron
now you
has
have to
been.
realize he's in the West now. He's in the same conference now as
The-
the Warriors. The Warriors are
And still
probably
dominant.
the best team that you'll see.
I feel like to some extent the Warriors are a bit unmatched at the moment.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, look what they did to Cleveland now in the previous final.
Yeah.
They didn't even get to Game 6.
Yeah.
They didn't even get to Game 6. It was comfortable, you could say, for Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
The addition of Durant.
I think the other thing that, like, I think LeBron alone won't get LA to the finals. I think they'll make it to the playoffs, but not to the finals. He won't do it himself. And the other thing you have to realize, the Lakers have had terrible seasons for the last 5, 6 years. They've had terrible seasons. They've had terrible teams, and it's a very new team. I think anything. There's very few things that won't be a success for the Lakers this season. That's how bad they were. So I think, yeah. I think it's a nice move. It makes sense. Big team, big city, and it's very nice for the media and for the jerseys that will be sold, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Still Golden State, do you think we'll make
it'll
it
be
to
Golden
hat-trick?
State. Yeah, I
Hat-trick
think
of
it'll be-
championships?
Yeah, I think it'll be Golden State again. Cool. Moving on.
Dub Nation.
0. What's the 0? We'll make it 10.
10.
Yeah. Okay, so Apiwe Janji emerged this season, probably one of the shining lights for me for the Springboks this year.
Only, actually, according to the IRB Awards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, the
Fair
only one
enough.
that featured, yeah?
Definitely world class in his first season.
World class tries
yeah.
at that also.
Yeah. Think he's the next best thing?
I believe for me, you know, with such situations where a star comes out young, you know, rises to prominence in 1 year, it's a matter of consistency. He manages to keep up the same level or even gets better next season, he's going all the way.
The one thing that I appreciate more than anything of his is how he believes in himself. He backs himself.
Yeah, he backs
Remember
himself.
that Springbok game against All Blacks in Wellington? He was the one who went for the like. If you were a conservative and in any other circumstance, I think a player would have rather gone for the tackle than go for the ball. He
Yeah.
went for the ball,
and then
they
it
knocked
worked
it
out.
on, and then game over. Apiwe Janji is the man, basically.
He's fast, he's blitz.
He's got everything.
He works hard.
Yeah,
He's got it.
and he's very likable too. I don't know if that counts for anything, but yeah, that's
And
that.
I just like the fact that you can at least start trying to not go like, yeah, Habana. Kind of
Oh,
forgotten
yeah.
about him this year.
Oh
because
yeah,
of-
we've moved on from
yeah,
that
we've
very
moved
quickly.
on from
yeah.
that. Finally, someone to make us move on.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna wrap it up. So we're just gonna go with the rest of the stories that we haven't done. I think we should go from the bottom up. And I did this on purpose because I really, really wanted to talk about this, but didn't happen.
Oh, Mr. Arsenal fan.
After 20-something years, finally it's happened. Arsene Wenger left Arsenal. I didn't want him to get fired. And I really, really wanted him to succeed if he stayed, but I'm not sad that he's left.
I don't think any of the Arsenal fans were sad that he left because he did what he could for the club, you know, gave you the new stadium, tried to help repair it and everything. You know, he had people on payroll.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he said he was
I think-
stingy in
yeah.
the transfer market.
At the end of it, I was just only sad that it's an end of an era, but it was time.
Yeah. And then he left a sort of balanced squad for
Yeah.
Emery, for Emery to do,
Yeah.
be able to
I
do what he's
saw
actually
an
doing now.
article now that said that Arsene Wenger left Arsenal in a better situation than when
When Alex
Alex
left us,
Ferguson left
that is,
Man
as a
United.
United fan, I can truly attest to that. Ferguson left Moyes with, you know.
Well, look, I also concur with you. I think it was time. It was long overdue. Just that the titles were not coming, and we wanted the titles for him to stay. But yeah, man, I think he's a bit old. He's been doing it for so many years. So yeah, it was time. It was a good time. Yeah, that's all.
Though I would like to see what he's going to do next. I'd love to see him with. Everybody's talking about him and Bayern Munich, especially because Bayern have struggled. I've heard that link. a
Would
few
not
times.
be
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, skipping on. Moving on. Guardiola, 100 points with Man City.
I don't like that man.
You're a hater.
I don't like that man, but I have the utmost of respect
Okay.
to him
Fair
because
enough.
of what he's at a point now where, apart from Liverpool, he can make the Premier League again for the second season unmatched. He can become unmatched. He can go all the way again.
Yeah.
What he's doing is really, really remarkable, considering that everyone thought that it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
The way he's actually making it happen.
Okay, quickly moving up the list. Ballon d'Or, Ada Hegerberg won the first women's Ballon d'Or the other day. And first thing that she was asked is, do you know how to twerk?
Twerk, yeah, I've seen that video, and Mbappe was like, "Ooh."
Yeah. Yeah, just word of advice. Don't ask a woman if she knows how to twerk at any point.
the
Even
world
if the club
stage.
it comes across as creepy, just, don't do it. We're cool with that. It's quite sad that she's a footballer at the top of her game, and then that's the first thing that you would think of.
Twerking.
Yeah.
They asked Mbappe to dance. What went wrong in those awards?
Yeah, yeah, there was just too much going on. Yeah, Commonwealth Games took place this year. Did you guys watch?
A bit, you know, it was for Caster more than anything. Caster Semenya
Caster,
and Luvuyo, you know, yeah. But it was a good one for Akani Simbani though. Yeah, it was a solid one for him, yeah. So at least, you know, it was good, you know, with respect to our athletes.
Yeah.
I think it's the one where we had the most medals as a country.
Generally, I'm over Commonwealth Games. If the USA and the world's best athletes aren't there, what's the point?
And yeah, also Wade wasn't also
it's
there.
it's like the Olympics for B teams, basically. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There was a ball tampering and stuff that we could have touched on, and Lions and stuff, and Novak Djokovic as well. But I think we can let it go. I think we put in a good shift today.
Yeah.
So you can go hit us up and find us on our socials. Where you guys?
Twitter, Archibald411.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Facebook, Mudibedi Ramahlaha. That's where you can find me. Or on Instagram, I go by the name of Shaba_Roman8.
And I am at Mawandino on Instagram as well as on Twitter. Hit us up on the comments below as well to tell us what we might have missed out, if you agree or disagree, or anything else that you would have liked us to talk about, and what you'd like to see more from Sports Etc. as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate you.